This video is made possible by my patrons on Patreon. Hello everyone, my name is Xiomaro and welcome back to Battlerite Royale. So today I'm finally finishing a video that I actually started on Monday but didn't manage to record because of this damn cold. Literally, my nose was so blocked you couldn't really understand what I was saying, so I just scrapped the whole thing. But I thought with another closed beta coming up this weekend, I would revisit the video because I think it's worth addressing. In my first thoughts video on Battlerite Royale, I wouldn't say I slated the game, but it wasn't the most favourable of reviews. I think it's worth putting my thoughts into context based on another recent experience I had. So last weekend I tried out the Call of Duty Battle Royale beta. I know, another Battle Royale game. But genuinely, I played 2 or 3 games and just uninstalled it again. It's not because it was the worst thing I've ever played, because it wasn't that bad, but I just came to this realization that I don't really like Battle Royale games anymore. There was a time when stuff like this was right up my street. I played the crap out of armor mods. I did play PlayerUnknown's Arma 3 mod, and I was also really into some similar mods like Wasteland. And I guess you could even say DayZ is in a similar vein to Battle Royale. In fact, I would say the thrill in the two types of games is the exact same, only Battle Royale is a lot faster while DayZ and similar survival games can be played for hours, days, or even weeks without dying. But long story short, Battle Royale and survival games in general used to be my bread and butter. I played them almost exclusively. But you know what? If you include Battle Royale's precursors, survival games, this is something that has been around for a solid 6+ years now, and I was heavily into it from the start. The point I'm trying to make is I've played a lot of these kind of games for years now, and that heavily influenced my opinion on Battlerite Royale. Honestly, after playing the COD Battle Royale, it made me realise that Battlerite does actually bring something new to the table. Battlerite Royale did feel like a slightly new take on the genre, and actually the whole thing held together really well. I stand by my opinion about gear feeling too important. In other Battle Royale games, you can hold out against an army of average players with a pistol if you're good enough. And in Battlerite Royale, you could still pull off some impressive feats with enough of a skill gap between yourself and your opponents. But gear weighs in a lot heavier than other Battle Royale games. Maybe it's like that by design, because the more powerful gear is, the more luck is involved. And for some reason, mainstream games are moving strongly away from skill-based and more towards luck-based mechanics. People just love to have something to blame that isn't themselves, and luck-based games give you that. Maybe I'm just a cynic, but it certainly feels that way. Personally, I don't like it, but hey, that's what the mainstream seems to want. We are the goddamn participation award generation. Anyway, rant aside, if you haven't already, make sure you fill out the survey from last week's test. You can find it in the announcements on the Battlerite Royale Discord server. We've actually had some feedback from that survey, which I covered in my video yesterday, so go check that out if you like. But needless to say, I said in my feedback that I think gear is a little too strong in my opinion. But I actually said everything else was pretty solid. I didn't really have too many bad things to say about the game. The actual distribution of loot was good, the balance between action and survival was spot on, and the in-game UI was very informative and clear. But of course, that's my opinion, so feel free to say the opposite in your survey if that's what you think. Now's the time to shape the game, so I definitely urge you to give your feedback. So anyway, the point of this video is just to say that while I tried to give a fair opinion on Battlerite Royale, it was just not a fair judgment of the game. If you haven't been playing survival games for going on 6 years like me, then you might have had a blast. So I guess the question I have for you guys is, if you enjoyed the game, how many other survival games have you played and for how long? And if you didn't enjoy the game, is it because you don't like survival games? Is it because you're burnt out like me? Or is it something different altogether? My gut instinct is that the market is totally oversaturated at this point. The same thing happened with MMOs after World of Warcraft's initial success. Every damn franchise made a mediocre MMO and almost all of them failed. Luckily for game devs, making a Battle Royale game mode is really cheap compared to making an MMO. But maybe that's unlucky for us gamers. It's the reason why we have an absolute glut of Battle Royale games. Just like the MMO craze, most Battle Royale games will be doomed to fail. But also like the MMO craze, there's always room for outliers. For example, Guild Wars 1 and 2 both did really well to stand out from the crowd during the WoW era, while Final Fantasy XIV initially flopped, but then was reborn to decent success. Likewise, while there's an absolute abundance of Battle Royale games out there, it doesn't necessarily mean Battlerite Royale will fail. Just gauging feedback from non-Battlerite veterans, the game seems to appeal. The initial price tag will certainly put people off, but the game will eventually be released as free to play. Stunlock would do well to get it fully released before the buzz dies down, because I think the game has potential, but that potential could easily be squandered by the Stunlock signature dragging of feet. The point I'm trying to make in this video is that I think I judged Battlerite Royale too harshly before. I think I need to try and go into the next beta with a different mindset. Rather than going at it like another Battle Royale game, I need to try and see it through the eyes of someone who isn't so burnt out. One thing that really stood out to me was how beneficial it is to get into combat in the early game. In Fortnite, PUBG and the like, going straight into the high population areas can work out for you. But some of the time you just end up dying early on, which is fine if that's what you want. But actually in Battlerite Royale, going into high population areas early on seems to work out quite well for the most part. The time to kill is pretty long and you can see someone coming from a mile off. So unlike shooters where you have to be constantly aware of unseen snipers, being out in the open isn't that dangerous. So potentially, Battlerite Royale could be a lot more action-packed than other Royale games. I'm sorry if this came off as a bit rambly, but I feel like I needed to get this off my chest. I think a lot of the criticism for Battlerite Royale has come from arena players. We're probably all still a bit salty about the game being split in half or something. Or maybe you're like me and you've just had enough of survival games. But actually, when you look at external feedback, it's almost all good. People who are totally new to Battlerite seem to really like the game, and likewise, the people who got bored of the arena and came back for Royale seem to like it too. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to getting back into the game on Sunday, and I'll probably stream it here on YouTube, so come join me in chat and in-game this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to subscribe for more gaming guides, news, and discussion. And don't forget to check out the links below to Patreon, Twitch, and Discord. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.